Good morning. How are you? Please come in. Come in. Sit down. Sit down. Yes. My name is Dr. Andrew Michaels. Happy to meet you. Good. Yeah. Sorry, my hands are a little dry today. I need to put a little lotion on. This lotion's really thick. Do you want to tell me a little bit about yourself? Okay. And why you're here today? Yeah. No, I understand. It's not easy to talk about yourself, is it? No. But we both know why you're here. You need to tell me something very important. Okay? I don't want you to feel guilty about talking to me. I'm going to record everything, type everything down. I know it's very upsetting. Do you need a drink? Okay. Well, the water is right there. And I know you prefer the bottled. So, we also have a small selection of snacks behind you. If your stomach starts to hurt or anything, you need some crackers or something to kind of help you out. And I can get you some coffee if you need it. Or tea, yes. Okay, do you want to start out maybe? Give me an idea of what we're talking about today? Okay. It's never easy, especially when you have to talk to somebody like me. You see me as an authority figure, government agent, doctor. So the last thing you want to do is confess everything to me. And I know it's nerve-wracking. It's unsettling. But I assure you, once we get it all written down, documented, you're going to be so much better off getting this off your chest. And then it'll be recorded. Then you can electronically and physically sign a printed document explaining what we talked about today. And I assure you, you will feel an instant gratification. Okay? I'll tell you what, let me start off first. Something simple. What is your name? Okay. Yeah. And date of birth. Okay. Now, take a deep breath. Okay. Try to relax. And remember, I am here to help you. You are here to let me help you. Okay? So it's okay. You can talk about anything. I'm going to write it down. Nobody's going to see this except for people that need to see it. But I assure you, once you go through this process of releasing it, telling the story, you're going to feel so much better. Trust me. And if you don't sign it. All right? It's really that simple. Okay? All right. You trust me? You do? Good. Fist bump? All right. really makes it, fingers start to get dry, you know. Okay, you ready? Where do you want to begin? At what age did you start having the issue that brought you here today? Okay. All right. Go ahead. Just talk. Were your parents aware? Okay. Now remember, I'm just writing down what you're saying. It's important to get your words down, and then you'll be able to review it. And then you'll know if you need to change a few things. So every time you speak, I'm going to type it down, okay? In your words, not mine. All right. Good. Okay, so did you feel an overwhelming compulsion to do these things? Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. I can take that out. If you turn, you can see the monitor right here. You see, I took that part out. And what do we want to say there instead? Okay. Okay, very good. And how many people besides your parents knew about this? Okay. Do you want to give me their names? Mm-hmm. And I have a very serious question. How did it make you feel that others knew about this? Mm-hmm. Believe me, I totally understand. You know, I'm going to tell you a secret without telling you one. Each and every human being I've ever met, each and every one, has a deep, dark secret that they're either ashamed of or hiding to protect people from. The fact that you have this situation that you're just now coming out with, and that you hid it for so long, doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you just like everyone else. Oh, no, don't cry. Don't cry here. No, shh, it's okay. It's all right. Here. No, here. There's another tissue. It's okay. Listen. Come here, let me put my hand on your shoulder. Listen. You wouldn't believe the things people have told me. I have to write that down because it's part of what we're doing here today. You don't mind, right? Go on. Just keep talking. Let it out. This is your chance. This is your chance to just let it out. I'm talking to you. Don't you understand? This is about you. And you're allowed to let it out. Okay. No, you're not going too fast. Good at this. Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay, you look right there on the monitor. Is that how you'd like that to be said? Okay. Now, I could definitely give you some examples, but trust me, you wouldn't believe the things people have told me. And what you're telling me right now, I know is so hard for you to get it out, to verbalize it, to just speak your truth. I know that this setting is a little, we tried to make it comfortable for you, and I know it's a little unnerving, but I was told you'd enjoy this. And I know it's nerve-wracking. And is that the right word? Yes. But don't be embarrassed. Don't be ashamed. This is the weird part. Hang on. Let me write that down. What you just said. This is the weird part you'll probably never believe. But everything you've told me up to this point, it's not the worst thing I've ever heard. It's not even close. Okay. Now, in your personal experience, it's rough. Your experience with what you've had to deal with is so insurmountably hard for you to talk about and deal with. But I assure you, it's not the worst thing I've ever heard. And the reason I'm telling you that is you need to know this. You need to know it's okay. These things happen in life. It's kind of like just being part of the human race. We do good things, we do bad things, we make mistakes. We're proud of some things and we're ashamed of others. And the last thing I want is you to go around feeling ashamed all the time. We need to get this done with, finished, dealt with, and then find something to talk about that you're proud of. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. 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 I can think of so many examples of things. Yeah. And when others discovered this about you, how did you specifically react, say, to the first person outside of your parents discovering this. Do you remember that person's name? Do you remember how old they were at the time? So, okay. All right. All right. Okay. And who did they tell? You know that for a fact. What was their name again? Do you know how to spell that? Just like it sounds? Okay, is that correct? You want to look right there on the monitor, is that correct? And how old were they? All right, does everything look correct? Right there, okay. All right, now, what I'd like to know now is, how did this affect your day-to-day life? School, job, friendships? Which would you like to discuss first? Mm-hmm. You know, I have so many. I don't even know how to talk about it. Give me a minute. Sure. You can read over that, and I'll tell you something here real quick. Do you want to read over that? From right there? Okay. Get a little bit of this lotion on here. It's really good stuff. It's really thick. I like it a lot, but it's like gummy almost, and then it dries and your hands feel like silk, like silicone almost on your hands. It's really weird. I have so many dear, precious friends and family that are in therapy for a lot less than what you're dealing with right now. I think the whole point of this is there are people who have it better than you, there are people who have it worse than you. If everybody put their problems on the table, that's the old story. The old, a guy wrote it a long time ago, I don't remember his name. And he said that if everybody would put their problems on the table and then stand around and look at everybody's problems, no matter how insurmountable their own seemed to be, at the end of the day, they would pick up their own problems back up from the table, and they would return home glad to have them. And I know that sounds weird, but you've got to remember it's insurmountable. It's all you could handle for you. I have compassion, sympathy, not pity. I will not pity you, because that's wrong. Pity is me laughing at you, no matter what anybody tells you. I have sympathy, and I have compassion, sorrow, frustration for what you're dealing with. But I don't pity you. I am proud of you. I am proud of you because you had the balls, the kahunas, to come here today, sit down, and discuss this. Get the help you need. Open yourself up to healing, because this is never going to get better. It's never going to fix itself. The only way you are going to get better is if we get you some help. And it starts right now. It starts with you coming through that door, sitting in that chair, me writing this down, and then we get you the help that you need. I'm proud of you. Other people will say, oh, Dr. Andrew Michaels, he's just... You're not proud of somebody when they tell the truth, when they stand by the truth, when they confess the truth, when they man up, they own up to something in their life. We're going to... Look, the piper always needs paid. But we don't have to give away our soul, our humanity. Don't you deserve the recognition that you're doing the right thing right now? I'm taking this confession because you want to be done with this. You want to deal with this. You are ready to heal. You are ready to put it in the past and go forward. The only way for you to go forward is to let this go. Let it go right now. Good. Just go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mustache. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now. Okay. Good. You did good. You're doing great. Pause for a second. No judgment. No judgment. When I ask this next question, how do you feel right now? Mm-hmm. Okay, and when did the behavior, when did it stop? When did this whole thing stop? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And when was that? Do you remember the exact day, by the way? Okay. I know, is that cool? You can mention any date or time, and then when I put it in, it appears in that column right down the side. It's really neat. Oh, my nose is itching so bad. I have the worst allergies. Do you have any regrets? Remember, there's no judgment, just, your regrets. Or do you have any regrets? Good. Good in the sense that you're speaking about it the way you are. Helps, doesn't it, just to talk about it? Doesn't it? Okay. One thing I haven't done in all this typing and recording all of this is I haven't asked you something that I want to know. When you're ready. What made you decide to come here today? Well, let me just listen first. No typing. Just let me listen. I want you to feel heard. Okay. Mm-hmm. Good. I really do understand. I do. So, how would you like me to word that for this document? Okay. Mm-hmm. And do you remember what time of day and the date of that event? Good. No, that's excellent. Good. Good. You're doing excellent. And do you remember their name? The people that actually brought you here. Okay, they were... And that's spelled right? It's a pretty simple name. And that name right there. Oh, okay, well let's go ahead and correct that then. Oh, misspelled. That's right. That's correct. Good. And how do you feel about them bringing you here? Since they're now involved in this process. Mm-hmm. Good. Now, if you don't mind, I have one final question for you. We don't necessarily have to write this down. What are your plans going forward now that you've done this? I'm listening. Okay. All right. Watch what I'm typing. All right. All right. How do you feel about that? Reviewing it. Very good. Okay, now I'm going to electronically sign that I did this. And then I'm going to hand you this. If you're ready, are you ready? Okay, I need you to electronically sign that you... See how you do that? You gotta go. You can type your name in right there. Okay. And that won't hold up. It's just acknowledge that you and I sat together. That is not a... If you read the fine print there, which I probably should have had you read before we did this, that is not admissible. That's just you saying you did it. We're going to print this out. You're going to get the chance to take it back, read it, review it, have anybody else review it that you need to before you choose to sign or not sign. You do not have to sign if you don't want to. Okay? And then that's it. We're done. How do you feel? Good. Well, you're welcome to take a water and just go back out in the hallway. I'm going to write down a few notes. These are just for my personal review. They're not anything that's going to be added to this report. Once again, no judgment, but I do have to write down a few notes while things are fresh in my mind, okay? All right. Hey, so good to meet you. What? Is that better? Okay. Ooh, fist bump. Yeah, it's cool. All right. We'll go on outside in the hall, and they'll be here to pick you up real soon, okay? All right. Take care. It's going to be all right. This was the worst part. It's over now, all right? Now, let the healing begin. I believe in it. I believe it. You too. Hey, and until I meet you again, please have a most blessed day, all right? All right.